Coming up on WTOP 10 Entertainment News, Barbie tackles important topics like racism in one of her latest YouTube series. Netflix faces criminal charges over one of their latest and controversial films this year. And Cardi B celebrates her 28th birthday with a bang. You're watching WTOP 10 Entertainment News Live. Welcome to WTOP 10 Sunday Night Entertainment News. I'm your host, Adriana Lowe, and tonight I'm joined by my wonderful panelists, Carson Bruner and Caroline Evans. You girls look so stunning. Can you tell me a little bit about your look tonight?
Thank you. You look stunning as well. I'm kind of trying to give the viewers a little bit of a sneak peek with my lipstick. It is Shane Dawson x Jeffree Star, and they will see why I'm wearing this in a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, and for me, unfortunately, I am not giving a sneak peek to anything. I'm wearing Banana Republic. I probably spent about $15 on it, so I will say that is a win in my book.
Oh, you're great.
Barbie needs to take notes because her life in plastic may not always be fantastic. As Barbie's latest vlogs on YouTube unpack several topics such as white privilege, racial bias, and how to be a white ally. Barbie sat down in this video with her friend Nikki where they tackle the topic of racism. Nikki was able to share many of her different experiences compared to her friends based on the color of her skin, while Barbie was an attentive listener throughout Nikki's stories. Using the platform given to the decades-old Barbie to speak on this issue alongside others such as equality and mental health gives its viewers the opportunity to have these conversations and educate themselves on these topics.
Nintendo announces a new and exciting addition to the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate lineup. On October 3rd, the Super Smash Bros. Director Masahiro Sakurai revealed Steve from Minecraft will be joining the roster. Sakurai said in a live stream, quote, "Yeah, that's right. Minecraft, the best-selling game in the world, is coming to Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Game. Even I didn't think this day would come," end quote. Steve will be joined by Alex, Zombie, and Enderman skins. They will be available to purchase starting October 13th.
Warner Brothers announces the release of the new Batman movie featuring Robert Pattinson as Batman will be delayed. The film was originally set to premiere in fall of 2020, but complications due to the pandemic have pushed the release date back further. Back in early September, Pattinson tested positive for COVID-19 and has since fully recovered. The highly anticipated film will now be released March 24th, 2022.
In Texas, a grand jury has indicted Netflix after they released the movie Cuties for the promotion of lewd visual material depicting a child. Criminal District Attorney Lucas Babin said in a statement, quote, "The legislators of the state believe promoting certain lewd material of children has destructive consequences. If such material is distributed on a grand scale, isn't the need to prosecute more, not less," end quote. Netflix responded, quote, "Cuties is a social commentary against the sexualization of young children. This charge is without merit, and we stand by the film," end quote. Netflix released the international film back in September.
Legendary guitar artist Eddie Van Halen has died of cancer at the age of 65. Van Halen is known around the world for his work with rock band Van Halen. The death was announced by his son, Wolf Van Halen, on Twitter. Van Halen battled through tongue cancer, drug and alcohol abuse, and even a hip replacement. Eddie Van Halen co-created the band Van Halen in 1978, releasing top hits like Running with the Devil and Jake.
Ellen premiered its 18th season on September 21st, and this year's ratings are a lot different than past years. The first week averaged 1.2 million live plus same-day household ratings, which is 29% drop from last season's premiere. And in terms of this week last year, there was a 37% drop in ratings, which was an average 1.7 million views per episode. The drop in ratings after allegations of a toxic work environment behind the scenes. During her 7-minute opener, DeGeneres said, quote, "I learned that things happen here that never should have happened. I take that everything seriously, and I want to say I am so sorry for the people that were affected," end quote, while also announcing a, quote, "new chapter of the show."
After filing for divorce only last month, rapper Cardi B celebrates her birthday with her ex, Offset, in Las Vegas. The two were caught packing on the PDA. Maybe Offset's rental of a billboard on the Sunset Strip in Hollywood caught her attention. I don't know. Not only is Cardi B surprising her fans with her reconciliation with her ex this week, She also gives them another major surprise with the announcement of her first ever collaboration with Reebok. Her footwear collection with Reebok will drop November 13th.
Thank you, ladies, for the rundown on what's making headlines tonight. Coming up later tonight, find out who is the most followed man in America. Shane Dawson's return to social media is stirring up emotions. And find out what's going on with the latest drama from Keeping Up with the Kardashians. But first, with spooky season just around the corner, our Storm Team 10 meteorologist Dan Hummel gives us a look at this week's forecast.
So it was much cooler out there today compared to yesterday, around 20 degrees cooler. Currently it's 50 degrees in Oswego under partly cloudy skies, winds out of the east at 12 miles an hour, and there's a picture of the mezzanette up here in Oswego. So comfortable start to the week actually. It's temperatures around seasonable average, upper 50s and low 60s. Showers come in Tuesday, followed by a brief warm-up coming in on Thursday, and then colder weather coming into the weekend. And it's all caused by this trough in the jet stream, bringing below average temperatures into this weekend and early next week. How cold will it get? I will tell you more after the break. Welcome back from the break. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist Dan Hummel, and I got a lot to talk about weather-wise, but first here's a picture of the sunset tonight taken by Tommy Sierra at TC Weather on Twitter. You can see the outer boundary actually of what was left over of Hurricane Delta. Thank you, Tommy, for sending that in. And as you can see on the satellite, you see the outer boundary of Delta with Delta right below it. And right into fall foliage. Up here in Oswego, we're around midpoint toward the peak of the season. Adirondacks are past peak. Catskills are actually past peak. Up toward Watertown, they're in the peak right now. So this week is definitely the week to get out there and enjoy those leaves. As I said earlier, current conditions 50 degrees under partly cloudy skies here in Oswego. Winds out of the east around 12 miles an hour. And today's highs, it was actually significantly cooler than it was yesterday. Around 20 degrees cooler, if you believe that. Up here in Oswego was 58, Newark was 57, Rochester was 55, Adams was at 56 degrees for today. And current radar, there's nothing to be worried about. You got Delta off to the south, but otherwise, it's been calm up here in upstate New York. Day planner for tomorrow, we're starting off around 49 degrees at 6 a.m., then going up to around 59 or so degrees as a high tomorrow. It's going to be just like today, except under mostly cloudy skies. So tonight, low around 49 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the east-southeast, 10 to 15 miles an hour. Tomorrow, we're going to expect a high around 59 degrees under cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies. Winds out of the southeast, 15 to 20 miles an hour. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, 59, mostly cloudy skies. Tuesday, we're expecting the rain to come in. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. By Thursday, we're expecting a warm up around 70. And then it just gets cooler and cooler as we go on toward the weekend. I'm Storm Team 10 meteorologist. We'll be right back out of the break, after the break.
Welcome back to Sunday Night Entertainment News. Let's jump right back into it. Instagram is celebrating its 10th birthday by letting users switch to old icons of the app throughout October. This includes designs reaching back to Instagram's early days, like the retro camera, and updated redesigns of the current logo that incorporate different colors and the pride flag. The new features is well hidden within the app, but here's how you can participate in the festivities. Log on to Instagram, go to the settings menu, scroll up right to the top, and a new screen will appear showing a list of different options. Once you select one, the new logo will appear on your phone's home screen. Do you guys ever miss the old retro Instagram logo or even the features that it once had?
I do miss the old retro camera logo. I think that one was awesome. The pink one's a little boring in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely miss the old one. I didn't change it to the old one. I changed to the pride flag because I think that's super cute. But I feel like it fit more with like the theme of like your posting pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any Instagram, anything that Instagram can do in particular moving forward for its viewers and users?
Yeah, I think that maybe they could fix their algorithm. I don't think it's very user-friendly. I don't post very much on Instagram, and when I do, now the algorithm's all messed up, and I don't feel like, even some of my friends say that they don't see my photos, so I know it's not just me thinking that.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. I feel like I only see the same, like 20 people, even though I follow 1,000. And I feel like I only see the same people. Also, I feel like they sometimes take different aspects from other social medias and bring it to them. And I'm not a fan of that. Like,
Yeah, like the reels from TikTok. They were
Yeah.
able to incorporate some of the settings and features that they do.
I see why they would do that though, because tech companies are competing with one another and they don't want another company to have the upper hand. But at the same time, I agree with you. It's just, I'm kind of having the thought that Instagram's on the decline.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys would agree.
Absolutely. I think that a lot of users now are wanting a new platform to go into. And I think TikTok has been that, main app that people have been going to more than ever. And I think Instagram's kind of jealous. And that's why they incorporated the Reels, because they wanted to give that same component that, Vine once had and now TikTok has.
Right. I agree 100%. And I also feel like Instagram does this thing where they favor users who use Instagram more. And I think that's super annoying, to be honest with you, because I don't see some of my friends' stuff.
Now, speaking of Instagram, after reaching 200 million followers on the app, Dwayne Johnson has become the most followed man in America. In an Instagram post directed at his fans, Johnson shared a toast discussing this milestone and noted that he had learned to always speak his truth. His jump in followers came in just days after he endorsed former Vice President Joe Biden and Senator Kamala Harris in the upcoming presidential election. Now, throughout his career, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has been known for his star appearances in WWE and several movies all throughout his life. What are some of your favorite works from him?
Definitely. I would say I don't really like Dwayne Johnson movies, but do you guys remember I believe it's called The Game Plan?
Yes, with Madison Pettis.
Yes. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in so long, but it's definitely, to me, a classic.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a really sweet movie. I like that one a lot. I also really like the new movie that just came out, Jumanji. I think there's a second one as well.
Yeah,
that one was good because I liked the cast on that, and I think the cast worked really well together. It was really fun.
I love seeing how other stars are able to also somewhat collaborate into his social media pages as well. Like, he's one of the actors that actually give an inside scoop of what's going on behind the scenes. Like you said, Jumanji, him and Kevin Hart heavily posted on Instagram while they were shooting the film. And I thought it was really cool seeing a personal side of them, how they are able to, work with other cast members and just really connect with them on set. I think it's really nice to see them bonding through their works.
And perhaps that's why Instagram is more popular, is because a lot of stars are on that. I mean, 200 million, TikTok doesn't have that. And stars that do post behind the scenes stuff like he does, I think that's why he's so popular.
That, and he's such an unproblematic actor that I can see where like the jump came from. He's just such a well-rounded guy. And I remember like once upon a time that people wanted him to run for president.
He's very wholesome.
Yeah. Even the content he posts is just so like heartwarming and really welcoming. Like, you can just tell he's such a all-around nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I know that someone who may not always be doing the best on social media is in fact Shane Dawson, as he makes his return to social media after months of being canceled for his offensive and controversial YouTube history. Dawson posted on his Instagram story congratulating his fiancée Rylan Adams on his new podcast, The Sip. Dawson still has millions of followers on his social media accounts as they await for what might be his full return on YouTube. Now, the question everyone is thinking about: do you guys think that Shane Dawson will make his return to YouTube?
I think he will, of course. I mean, people have referred to him as the king of YouTube. And also, he's been canceled quite a few times, and he always comes back. YouTube is his job. It's his career. That's all he really does. I mean, not that that's a bad thing, but that's his career.
Yeah, and I think when he does come back, or if he does, I don't think he'll have the same respect or viewing as he used to, because he's still like huge. People still know him, but he used to be like, he was probably like one of the first YouTubers I watched. But now that I've seen and understand what he has done, I don't know if I can come back to that. I just don't think a lot of people will want to come back to him.
Yeah. I remember I grew up with him. I was a huge fan. I was probably around 10 years old, and some of the jokes he was making, I never understood. I just knew like, oh, like everyone thinks he's funny, so I'm just gonna find him funny too. And there were some points in his life that, you know, he did relate to people in his audiences. I know like he was bullied, and his whole coming out story really touched people. And I feel like that brushed over a lot of the controversial content that he made. So being that if he was to come back to the internet, what video do you guys think he might release?
I think it would 100% be one of those on the floor, I'm sorry videos that all the YouTubers make, the infamous like apology video. He's done those. I think he's done a few of them, but the thing is with Shane Dawson, he has a cult following that no matter what he does, people will follow him. I mean, like I said, he's been canceled many times before, and people, I know a lot of people like us now, we're thinking that, you know, we won't watch him anymore, but there are people that have known what he's done for a long time and still continue to watch him.
In other news on social media, Chrissy Teigen has quietly made her way back to social media less than 2 weeks after the tragic news of her suffering a pregnancy loss. The Instagram page Betches posted a quote by Kara Morehart saying, quote, "Just booked an eyebrow waxing appointment and I'm excited I'll be wearing a mask so I don't have to hear a mustache too," end quote. Soon after posting, Teigen's commented, quote, "Finally a giggle, thank you," end quote. Teigen has not posted anything on Instagram since posting the loss of her baby boy on September 30th. Do you guys think that Chrissy Teigen's return was needed so suddenly after her loss?
Not at all. I think this is a big deal. This affects her, a lot of people. And I understand that she is a big celebrity. Her social presence is sometimes maybe even needed, but I don't think she needs to come back as quickly as people would hope. I hope and I think that she should just take the time, decompress, get everything through her head, and when she is ready, she can come back.
Right. The thing is, though, with Chrissy, I really feel like she gets humor out of social media. I think she has fun with it and doesn't take it too seriously. And if you follow her on Twitter, you would see that a lot of times she kind of uses it as a journal or a diary. So maybe her coming back wasn't for other people. Maybe she was doing it to kind of try to find some humor like she found in this post.
I didn't look at it that way because I feel like when you're a celebrity of her status, sometimes they may feel pressured to come online and speak about things, especially because women who were relating to her and connecting with her through this experience and trauma, they really looked up to her during the situation. And I guess they wanted to make sure that she was okay. And that was her way of reassuring, like, hey guys, everything's fine. Everything is going well, you know, despite everything that happened, like she's still like upholding a strong outlook on life and, you know, whatever's to come between her and her husband. I know that she partakes in like cooking shows and she writes. So like, hopefully that, you know, with everything going on, she can still continue to work on her career.
It could bring her some joy, I think.
Someone else who has made a comeback with her career, though, is Bebe Rexha, as she collaborates with Doja Cat for a new collab called Baby I'm Jealous, which pulls inspiration from a popular supervillain, Poison Ivy. Bebe's last album, Expectations, came out back in 2018, and despite her 2019 single, You Can't Stop the Girl, fans have been demanding new music. In July, she teased fans by saying, quote, "I know my fans are super frustrated because they want new music. I promise you my team and I have been working harder than ever, every day, every single week," quote. The song is now available on Spotify and Apple Music. Now, have you guys watched the video?
Yes, I've watched the video. Have you, Carolyn?
Yes, I was in love with it. You see that they go through the different decades, but it's not like the typical, like you see 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever. You see the 60s, you see the 1800s, and then you see Adam and Eve, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally loved it.
I loved it as well, and I'm just wondering if you guys got the Freaky Friday reference. with the fortune cookie, and then it made the whole world change. That totally reminded me of Freaky Friday.
I didn't even think about it that way.
Yeah, and the woman who gave her the fortune cookie was appearing in the different scenes throughout the time periods. So I thought it was really interesting. I don't know if they purposely did that, but that idea is from Freaky Friday, no doubt.
Love that. I also liked how she was able to incorporate other stars, being that, you know, BB Rexa is a lot older. I think that in order to gain new audiences, she was able to bring in TikTokers like Avani and Charlie D'Amelio, and, you know, even the collaboration with Doja Cat. She was in some, you know, controversy. So I think that bringing her into a song was a smart move when it comes to revenue. In other news, in the latest episode of Keeping Up with Kardashians, Kendall and Kylie serve each other more than just looks as they got into an altercation during a family's night out. The show captured several fights between Kourtney and Kim, leading up to the ultimate showdown, which was actually between the Jenner sisters. A family trip made to bond led them from giving hugs to throwing hands. Kylie made sure to get the last laugh on Instagram as she captioned her latest photo, "I am not bossy, I'm the boss." The rest of the Kardashian clan has yet to speak on their show. Now, seeing clips and pictures from the show and the first fight alone, who do you guys think was in the right, Kendall or Kylie?
I honestly don't know. I tried to look into it, and I can't even figure out where it was coming from and who started it. So I'm out of this one. I have no clue what's going on.
I would say that both of them are just in the wrong. I mean, I just want to shake both of them and say, Kendall, Kylie, there are people that are dying. Like Kourtney did with Kim back when they took that trip to Bora Bora, I believe. I mean, come on, people. It was over a purse or
A dress.
Yeah, a dress. Come on. There's bigger problems in the world right now, especially in 2020.
Well, to give into the tea, I would definitely say I'm Team Kylie on this one because Kylie asked for the dress first. I don't know where Kendall came from. She's a model, so I would expect her to, you know, pull up with all the nicest fits. I don't think she needed to be on top of Kylie like that. But, you know, being that the show is expected to end after 14 years of having, you know, the show on air, what other tea do you think might come out of the show for the rest of their few episodes?
I feel like this season is going to be huge. It's maybe not messy, but there's going to be a lot going on. And try to dissect it. I just feel like there may be a lot of tea involved. Just because go out with a bang, you know?
That's our hope, right? That's our hope. But I feel like they've been on the decline for a while, personally.
Now let's hope that there is some rise and shine over at the weather with Dan Hummel.
Well, I'm expecting temperatures right around average for the next couple of days, as well as the rest of the week, or as much of the week, with highs in the upper 50s tomorrow and mostly cloudy. By Tuesday, rain moves in, and then a brief warm-up on Thursday with high near 70 before it really starts cooling down by the end of the week.
Thank you, Dan. And to wrap up our show, our team would like to wish everyone a happy National Coming Out Day. Whether you are out loud and proud or staying in for now, just know you are strong, beautiful, and loved. Do you girls have any last encouraging words for those coming out?
I would say no matter how you are, where you are, just know that you are 100% loved and supported by a lot of people. And I just want everyone to remember that.
I agree with you 100%, Caroline. I think that love always wins. I think if you are your authentic self, that, you know, people will love you no matter what.
All right. Thank you, girls, for that. I would also like to wish my mom a happy 40th birthday. So I hope you're watching. Happy birthday. And that's all we have for tonight. But make sure you tune in next Sunday for more entertainment news. Thank you guys for watching and stay safe.